Okay. So we are in the building, right? Just wanted to make sure because, I just went through this 5 seconds ago. And apparently, it didn't go through. So we're going back over it, okay? Like I was explaining to you, right? This series right here would be probably one of the second to last long series that we go through. Everything else would be hands on, right? Explaining, stuff, without having. This is all for anybody who would ever, want to go in there and really understand what I was saying, whatever amount of time later. But anyway, this is called Great Britain, Great Deceiver, right? And don't forget to hit the link to subscribe and the notification bell so you can be notified whenever new content is uploaded, like now. And yes, please don't forget to hesitate to check out my book, Street Skills, Knock 'em Out the Box, which is available on Amazon Books, along with another one of my books called Freemasonry and Yanni Worship, The Second Killing of Jesus. Now, both of these books are available, but I'm really only promoting, the novel, which is Street Skills, Knock 'em Out the Box. And two, I do some retouches on, the book that I basically, giving you here. And these videos is giving you those books. So I'm giving you a compressed version, right, within the books of all of this information. So it's allowing a person to go back into my research, because most of what I'm saying is not known to the public. It becomes known after I put it out there, then all of a sudden. But until then, like I said, we'll be doing this in sections. This first section is called Natal Conti, right? So let's, right, slide over here, right? We see the British and the Freemason sign. And it's, I tell people all the time, watch Game of Thrones, right? You watch Game of Thrones and you'll have, great understanding of what's taking place, right? Okay, so Natal Conti, or Natali Conti, right? By the end of the 17th century, his name was virtually synonymous with mythology. A French dictionary, in defining the term mythology, noted that it was the subject written about by Natal Combs, right? Natali Conti, right? Major works mythology, 10 books written in Latin, was first published in Vienna in 1567 and became the standard source for classical mythology in the late Renaissance Europe. Conti believed that ancient poets had meant for their presentation of mythology to be read as allegories, and accordingly constructed an genealogical association within which he found layers of meaning. So basically, like the way, you'll see me breaking down the Bible and saying how, this Adam is associated, and, giving you this whole, structure just within me, telling you basically that the Bible is a historical shorthand, right? Is basically what he's saying. It's things written in layers. So if you go back to any of those videos, that I've made, you will be able to see that, right? Now, since Conti convinced that the lost philosophy of classical antiquity could be recovered through understanding these allegories, right? So, in the search for understanding this information, believe it or not, you are able to be controlled because you an apprentice, so you learning from the master. So the master puts in you what he wants. He might not value you, like that, to get the whole secrets, right? The most, or you might not be, you do the wax on and the wax off, then you saying, and, he might not never understand, the value of the wax on, wax off. You know what I'm saying? So, that's that. The most apocryphal and outlandish version of classical and pseudo-classical tales, Nude Ernest Gumbridge, are here displayed and commented upon as an ultimate esoteric wisdom. Now, as you know, this is esoteric daydreams where we do the awakening. So this part right here is really explaining to you the craft of writing in layers. That's how when when I explain Batman being, within layers, Archangel Samuel and Conti, if I'm not saying it right now, and Pluto, right? So like these elements make up. So it's the same style, and that's what the one of the arts of Freemasonry is, right? Taken in a futuristic approach, Conti thought that the characters in myth were idolized human beings and that the stories contained philosophical insight scrutinized through the ages and veiled so that what only initiates would grasp their true meaning. So that's how you know that while the rest of the world is under one perception, you slowly, as you go through the ranks, get the truth of what it means, right? But by that time, you doing the deeds of it anyway. For Conti, myth was a literary artifact on which the mythograph could freely use his imagination to reinvent the literal subject matter into a kind of metatext which the interpreter reconstructs into his idolized self-imaging text, right? So as you read in the text, how you take it is, you take it within yourself. And so that's the same way we can see with TV shows. And that's why, me as a black man, I'm always offended by the black image, not just the black man, but the black woman as well, but, the assault on the black man, through the LGBT community, especially, through the attack on the genitals in the anal area, whether it's promoting the Sodom and Gomorrah, type of world. Right, for Conti, the century represents man's dual nature, both animal passions and higher intellectual faculties. Odious, right? For instance, became in every man whose wandering represents a universal life cycle. Conti creates an authentical mythology that he hopes will reconnect his readers to their own primordial archetype hero. He assumed that his readers wanted to see their reflection in the literary mirror of the archetypical Greek hero, but then gazed into such a mirror, the reflection must be divested of its particular ethnicity and historicity, right? So again, it's wild. They showed you, the Greeks when they constructed Jesus, they basically went from Alexander the Great all the way up to Augustus, basically. Right? And that's how you get, July and August, Julius Caesar, Jesus Christ. Right. So, they showing you that same structure. And if you understand that structure, when we get into, the British and, the Jesuits, you'll have a whole different understanding of what's taking place psychologically to the people. But when gazed into such a mirror, the reflection must diverse of its particular ethnicity and historicity. I'm hoping I'm saying that last part right. For Conti, myth was a literary artifact on which the mythographer could freely use his imagination to reinvent the literal subject matter into a kind of meta text, which the interpreter reconstructs into his idolized self-imaging text, right? So now we understand the game plan, right? On this, we get to understand what is taking place when it comes to the overall mission. Right. So what is the overall mission? The overall mission is for the writers, right, is to construct these writings that has layers in them. So, it's supposed to, the greatest writers when you build in the world is based on many things. That's why when we look at the young lady who did the Matrix and Terminator and all of that, when she breaks it down, the story, and then telling you how, basically in the essence of John Connor is Jesus Christ in his future, right? So she's telling you this world that she built, right? Even with the Matrix, to the point that you hear people talking red pill, purple pill. So if you can understand that philosophy, right, that psychology right there, then what we'll be discussing from this point, you should be able to understand. Hopefully you'll be able to get it, and you can enjoy the journey. Peace.